Okay, so today I'm going to make, what am I making? Oh yeah, garlic dough balls. So I'll start with some bread flour. I want to make quite a few so that I've got some left for another time because they can be frozen. So we do 3 cups of bread flour. Into your bowl. Quarter of a cup of olive oil. Three chopped up garlic cloves. One sachet of yeast. And 1 cup of tepid water. We use tepid because if it's too cold, then the yeast won't activate. If it's too hot, it will kill the yeast. So I'm just running the tap. Tepid is when it's just not cold, but nowhere near warm at all. My water pressure is really low, so it takes a while for mine to get up to temperature. So it's 1 cup of tepid water. Stir it all in together. You may need a bit more oil, you may need a bit more flour, it all depends. I would always say use bread flour when you're making bread. You don't have to, so don't let anyone tell you have to use bread flour. But the bread is, or the dough balls or the pizza dough, whatever you make, are better quality when you use bread flour. But it isn't a necessity. Just put that to one side and get in there with my hands. We want to bring it all together and then knead it. Move these out of the way so that you can see. You just knead it, keep it in the bowl if you want, pop it out on the side if you want. It's all personal preference. Just a second, I have an annoying child. Sorry. I have a child who needs to announce her presence at every stage. When she was little, she used to get up and let me just take this off. She used to get up in the morning and burst into the bedroom just to tell me that she was awake. And she's now 13 and still feels the need to announce her presence. Yay! So we're going to carry on kneading this just for a few minutes. I must have weak arms because they're getting tired easy. I don't usually make these in the week. It's always at a weekend or on a day when I'm off work, just because it takes a while. Never attempt to make something bread based from scratch if you're short on time, because you just won't do it. stretching out. That's the gluten in the bread. In the flour even. And that's a really good sign. That means your yeast is activated. If it's not stretchy at all, if it just feels like a blob that's falling apart as you're touching it, and it's not stretching, it's just tearing, then your water is either too hot or too cold, and you need to start again. Okay, as you can see, that's quite waxy now, quite waxy to look at. We're going to pop that into a bowl and leave it in a warm place, covered with a clean tea towel, until it's doubled in size, which is at least half an hour. So there we go, back in half an hour. So it's been about half an hour, and as you can see, this is now a lot bigger. So I'll take it out and give it a bit of a knead. And I've got to one side a baking tray that I have just greased. I've preheated the oven to gas mark 6. And in a minute, I'm going to make these into little balls. Oops, lost a piece of garlic. And pop them onto my baking tray. Okay. Oops, that's a bread knife. Just going to chop them with dough, just to make it easier for me. Okay, so what we do, just chop some bits off. We're going to need each one individually, which is quite difficult actually when they're little like that. And then roll it into a ball, and pop it onto your greased baking tray. But don't forget, these have got yeast in them, so they will rise. So keep them far enough apart on your baking tray. So I'm going to do 3 on a row. So that's 3. Cut these as big as you want, or as small as you want, however you prefer. Once I've got these all on the baking tray, I'm going to cover them over and leave them to rise for probably about another half an hour. Or until they've doubled in size. It doesn't matter if they're not all the same size. No one's judging you on how big or little they are, although the kids might go for the bigger ones. If they are bigger, then they're going to take longer to cook. If they're smaller, then they're not going to take as long to cook. So you will need to adjust your time accordingly. Gas mark 6 is 200 degrees. In centigrade, I don't know what it is in Fahrenheit, sorry. So I'm about to finish, and I'm about to have 4 rows of 3 dough balls on my tray. Just need one more. You're also going to need some garlic oil, and that can be garlic infused olive oil that you've bought from the shop. It can be garlic oil that you have made yourself, but we don't need that until after it's cooked. Okay, so I've got 4 rows, 3 balls, and I'm going to cover this over, and I'm going to leave it. I am going to make some more separate with these, but these are just for dinner tonight, and they're going to be left for about half an hour to double in size. Right, so it's been around about half an hour, and these, although they haven't doubled in size, they are looking a lot bigger, which is great. It's perfect for what I need. So I'm going to pop them into my preheated oven, and gas mark 6 in the centre for approximately 12 minutes. I say approximately because it does depend on your oven, how old or how new it is, the brand, everything like that. All ovens vary. So approximately 12 minutes until they're golden brown on top. When you pick them up, tap the underneath, they should sound hollow. I'll show you how to do that in around about 12 minutes time. So these have been in the oven for 12 minutes, and take them out. So they're a little bit golden on top, which is great. Lift one up and tap the bottom. It should sound hollow. If it sounds hollow, you know it's done. If it doesn't, then it's not done. It needs to go in for a few more minutes. A couple of these are stuck. I didn't grease it properly. Once it's cooled and when you're ready to serve, just get your garlic infused olive oil. I've got some in here, and pour it generously over the dough balls, and that's it. Goes really great with spaghetti bolognese, lasagna, that kind of thing. Enjoy.